You've been implicated in throwing the rock that hit Alexa Bartell in the head.
Homicide? You think I killed somebody?
I had 9 months to think about that day. A person getting hurt isn't something you can repair. You guys obviously deserve to know the truth.
Meet 18-year-old Zachary Quack and Nicholas Chick, two teenage idiots currently realizing that they'll be spending the rest of their lives behind bars, because what seemed like fun to these two ended with an innocent woman losing her life.
Tell me about the rocks. Oh, rocks. Don't play the game. You know what I'm talking about.
And with enough evidence to make sure they never see daylight again, detectives have only one question. Who threw the rock that killed Alexa Bartell?
I have no reason to care about Zach. I have no reason to protect anyone.
So you're shifting all of the blame towards Zach?
Yeah.
So I did all of it?
That's what I'm being told. Now this is your opportunity to tell me otherwise.
On April 9th, 2023 at approximately 10:45 p.m., 20-year-old Alexa Bartell was driving along a Jefferson County, Colorado road while talking on the phone with a friend when the unthinkable happened. A large rock crashed through her windshield and struck her in the head, killing her instantly. Using a location-sharing app, the worried friend tracked Alexa's phone and rushed to the scene, where she found her Chevy Spark had drifted into a field and her best friend dead inside it. Police soon realized that this was far from an isolated incident. In fact, at least 6 other vehicles were pummeled by large rocks thrown from a moving pickup that night, with some drivers sustaining minor injuries. A reward for information was issued, and a crucial tip soon came in. A witness had seen individuals at a Walmart earlier that evening loading rocks into a Chevy Silverado matching the truck's description. But when investigators analyzed cell phone data from where Alexa was struck and compared it to other areas where rock-throwing incidents occurred, a pattern emerged. A shared number and route that led police straight to the suspects. And just 1 week after Alexa's death, 3 18-year-old high school seniors were arrested for her murder: Joseph Koenig, Zachary Quack, and Nicholas Mitch Carroll Chick. Joseph was suspected of driving the truck. Now he's the first to be questioned, and it's immediately clear he isn't taking the fact that he took a life seriously in the slightest.
Hey, Joseph?
What's going on?
Is it okay if I call you Joe, or what do you prefer?
Joe's cool.
Joe's cool? All
Yeah.
right. I'm Investigator Houskin.
I'm Investigator Eric Wallace.
How's it going?
It's going. How are you doing?
I'm tired.
I'm sure. You're just exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want some
So-
water?
No, I'm alright. I'm good.
I don't know anything about you, so I'd like to know a little bit about you. How old are you?
I'm 18.
18?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where'd you go to school?
It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Except, it's school. So, I don't really like
Fair.
school too much.
Hey, but you made it
But-
through, though.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you made it through. Good for you. So 14 days. Cool. Have a lot of friends there?
I usually kind of stick to myself. I mean, I know people there, but I like to just go in, do my thing, go out.
Okay. Yeah.
Go to work.
Well, thanks for sharing a little bit about you.
Mm-hmm.
Helps me out. Do you know why we're here? Can you guess why we're here?
I could guess.
Okay. Well, before we go into those questions, okay, I just want to make sure that you know what your rights are.
Okay.
Okay? And you've seen it before. Like on TV, it sounds just like that, okay? So I'm going to read them to you. And then we'll just make sure that you understand them, okay?
All right.
So you have the right to remain silent. Well, actually, first, let me say this. So the reason why I want to talk to you is I want to talk to you about throwing rocks at cars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Which is probably what you guessed. So, and having these facts in mind, do you wish to talk to me now about the throwing rocks at the cars?
I'd prefer to have a lawyer with me.
Okay.
I don't like talking to law enforcement because I don't really know what I'm talking about, but.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely your right. Do you guys, I don't know if you guys even have a family.
Confirm your identity. So
Me.
did you bring an ID? You have
They put it in a bag with
you
me.
have your ID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And just to make sure, could you just say your first name and last name?
Joseph Koenig.
Unfortunately for detectives, Joseph asks for a lawyer before answering one question about the incident. But that doesn't mean the encounter wasn't telling. because his indifferent attitude speaks volumes about his attitude toward his crime, which is clearly as cold as it comes. So now that we have a sense of the kind of kids we're dealing with, we now move on to Zach, who just barely proves any easier to deal with.
Hey, Zach. My name's Dan Mank. I'm an investigator here at the Sheriff's Office. I'm sure you got a lot of questions, and I'm going to be the one that's got the answers for you.
Sure.
But right off, I want to make sure you're doing okay. You need a glass of water or anything?
Yeah, I'll take a glass of water. That'd be great.
Right on. Okay. You need a bathroom or anything like that? They give you a chance before they rush you down here?
No, it's okay.
All right. If you decide you do, I'm going to go on and get you that water. Bang on the door just so you know that door is alarmed. You open the door without letting us know, and all of a sudden everybody freaks out, right?
I wasn't planning on it.
So I'm just letting you know. If you need something, bang on it. Somebody's right around the corner.
Don't feel like getting shot and killed today, so.
Fair. Fantastic. Let me go get you some water, and I'll be right back with you. Hopefully we can do some questions and answers, and everybody can get some answers out of this. And you agree to talk to me now and answer some questions?
Sure.
Okay.
Homicide?
Mm-hmm.
You think I killed somebody?
I don't know. I don't have the answers yet. I've been piecing this together for a very long time now. And I know you're involved. To what degree you're involved, I don't know. And that's why I want to have this
Involved in
conversation.
what?
Okay. So let's start there. Like, you get woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning. What do you think this is about?
I have no idea, dude.
No idea. Okay.
All I know is there's a bunch of you guys outside my door waking up my dog. Do you have a rebuttal or something? Do you have a reason why?
Well, I just want to know, like, because I like to throw it out to you first, say, hey, do you have an idea why we're here?
I honestly thought it was probably because of something I did stupid on a motorcycle.
Okay. I can tell you right now it's not stupid on a motorcycle. Right. All right. Last Wednesday, you were in a pickup truck with 2 of your friends.
I might have been. I don't really know, dude.
Okay. That's what I want to talk to you about.
Okay. I don't know what I was doing. When was it? Last Wednesday? I don't...
You can imagine we didn't just randomly pick you out of the air, obviously.
Yeah, I mean...
Right. So there's clearly something that's tying to you to what we're talking about, and I think you know it. And I'll be honest with you, it's 2:30 in the morning, right? You know, I don't want to bullshit you, and because I don't want you to bullshit me. I just want to be open and like just throw it out there and tell me what happened, because I need your side of the story. That's simple. So last Wednesday, you met up with some buddies and you were with a truck. Tell me what happened. I know you're weighing on how much to say, and it's easier to just let it out and we'll sort through it all.
Well, I couldn't tell you what I was doing last Wednesday, so...
The detective has a hard time getting the truth out of Zach, but it's not like he didn't already know it before he walked through the door. What he needs now is specific details from that night, if he can pry them out of him, because Zach's determined to play games instead of tell the truth, and it's beginning to try the detective's patience.
So while you were sick, what'd you do?
I finished Rick and Morty.
I never made it past the second season, but all right.
Tell me the name of a character. Like one of them. The little guy who looks like a breadstick.
I have no idea. It's the pickle Rick that I always thought was amusing. But
I was trying to bullshit you.
I know.
I was trying to see if you're lying to me or not.
I told you at the beginning, I don't want to lie to you. I'm not here to lie to you.
My dad.
And I know you're not here to lie to me too. right? And I just want to understand what happened. And I know you were there, and I know you can tell me you're there, and I know you weren't sick.
You know I wasn't sick. How do you know that?
I'm not going to answer your questions unless you answer mine. That's all.
I'm trying to help you out here, man.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I really am.
What time did Mitch pick you up?
Mitch, K.
I'm helping you out. You help me out. We're not going to play this game all night. We're not. Either you start answering questions or you can make that look on your face and we just move on.
I don't know.
You actually have an opportunity here that is beyond what you can really comprehend at the moment. And it all depends on your level of honesty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I met Mitch like a month ago.
Okay.
I've hung out with him 3 times since then, 4 times maybe.
Okay.
Maybe twice at the Grizzly Rose plus that.
Okay.
Every time he picks me up, it's different, but I don't know. A little bit after dinner.
Did he pick you up on Wednesday?
Like I said, dude, I don't know.
Was Mitch driving?
Probably.
Why do you say probably? Who else would have been driving?
No, not me. Shit.
So where were you in the car?
Oh, I was...
So behind the passenger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what you're doing with them.
Because sorry.
Yeah.
For you.
Okay, so you're behind the passenger.
Yeah, because he keeps all his shit right behind the driver's seat, like his work tools and stuff.
Okay.
And then in the middle, like there's always like a case of Topo Chico or some bullshit there. So it's like, get right here.
Okay. Who was up front?
Joe.
Okay.
And how did you find me?
We'll get to that.
What did I do to warrant this?
What do you think you did? You obviously know this conversation's going somewhere, and obviously those two are involved.
Well, yeah.
Right? And every time we start getting to this uncomfortable spot, you reach down to pick up that glass, right?
Yeah.
So I need you to help yourself, help me understand what happened that night. And I know you know. And I know you have more than you're telling me.
Help me out.
I am. I've been trying to help you.
I know
And I
you
need
got some
you to
more
help
in
me.
there.
Hmm?
I know you got some more in there. I got nothing for you, man.
Why not?
Hit a roadblock, yeah. Ever heard of writer's block? I got nothing.
All right. Tell me about the rocks.
Oh, rocks.
Don't play the game. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure I do, sir. Want to help me out?
I just did.
It seems like you know more about it than I do.
And this is your opportunity to put your story and your narrative on what I know.
Sorry?
This is your opportunity to put your story and your narrative on what I know.
I'm not sure what it means on what you know. That
You're smart. You know what. I'm not going to keep playing these games, guy. Come on.
you confused me, man.
No, I didn't. I know I didn't.
On what you know.
Yep.
You
You clearly know that I have an idea of what happened. And at this point in the conversation, I know that you have a story that fits the facts that I have. And
does that tell you that I'm not lying to you, or
you haven't given me anything yet.
I'm
You're not being honest. Just stop. You're not being honest, right? And just we don't need to keep playing that game, right?
So enlighten me. What is on what I know mean? You seem to think that this saying is favorable for me, right?
I don't know because I don't know your story. So I don't know what's favorable for or against you.
I really understand. Like, I can understand that, I'm being investigated for homicide. That you have no reason to believe it. I'm trying to help you out here.
The thing is, I don't think you are. I think you're playing games with me.
I don't have any
honestly,
you.
honestly, at this point, we walked in here, and I think you think you're the smartest person in the room, right? So I'll give you that. You're smart, right? You got a grasp on things. I think you know. I think you understand. I think playing like you don't and playing dumb has served you in the past, and you're hoping it's going to serve you today. And I know you're smarter than that. Just by how you're interacting with me.
I just need a little bit of,
I have given you information, and I know you know what happened. This is your time. This is your time to tell me what happened.
I don't know how I can help you, man. I really don't.
Because you don't want to?
No, because I don't know. And honestly, like, not that I'm doing this, but I'm not super inclined to help you guys anyway. Came banging on my door at 2:30 in the morning, 2 in the morning, whatever time it was.
Okay. So this stonewall is because you're not inclined to help, not because you don't remember.
No.
And if it is, that's fine. I don't want to, but that's honesty, right? That's what I'm trying to get out of this, right?
I said that I wasn't doing that. I'm trying to be helpful.
You also said you weren't inclined to, so kind of leading the other direction as well.
No, I understand that. But it's, somebody comes banging at your door at 2 in the morning, you want to help them?
I'd be scared shitless, to be honest with you. They came banging on my door at 2 o'clock in the morning.
See?
Yeah.
Shining flashlights in my window of my room.
Okay. So what on earth do you think would warrant that type of response?
Sorry?
What do you think would warrant that type of response?
Well, I think you guys think I killed whatever that girl was, Alexa Bartel.
Okay. Why?
That's why you're asking about the rocks, but I had nothing to do with it.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
But
Why not? Where were you at?
I don't know. I was probably at home. I keep telling you I was sick that night, so I wanted to go home early.
Okay.
Probably would have wanted to go home early. I don't know.
Now that the murder's been brought up, it seems Zach's a little hot under the hood. But as his voice begins to waver, his responses grow less self-assured. And it's clear by his body language that he'd like nothing more than to disappear into that wall. Because even though he's been talking a big game, the detective is chipping away at that swagger bit by bit. So Zach may be able to go a few more rounds after a break, but he knows the knockout punch is coming.
All right. There you go. You need the bathroom? No? Cool. All right. Here's the deal. Going around and around. You want info? Here's info. You've been implicated in throwing the rock that hit Alexa Bartel in the head and killed her.
How?
Give me something that's going to refute that. Okay? Because I think it's true. I think you guys are all been running around. I've given you the opportunity to tell me a story that fits. And all you're giving me is just nonsense, right? So here's the story. This is what I know. You're in the car. You're with Mitch. And you're with Joe. You picked up the rocks and you threw them out the window.
You think I did all of it?
That's what I'm being told. Now, this is your opportunity to tell me otherwise.
Being told by who?
Who do you think?
By Dick.
Who would know that information? Come on. Let's be real.
And I didn't throw the rocks.
Who did?
The driver.
Okay. When, why, where, and how?
I don't know why, because they're idiots.
Okay.
Total idiots. What was the other one? When, why? When? I don't know. Where? I don't know.
And you're still lying. Just you know.
How?
Give me an area, a street, something.
I don't know. I think we did one like 64th or something.
Okay.
But I just sit in the back seat and watch them do this, and they laugh about it. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. Tell them to stop.
Yeah, I told him it wasn't a great idea.
Okay.
I never was like, I guess I never laid down the law. I was like, you need to stop. But I was starting to ask to go home. They were like, take you home when you want to go home.
Okay. When did you start throwing the rocks? Because I know you threw rocks too.
I didn't throw one. Not a single stone was thrown by me.
Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more about what they were doing. Where did they get the rocks? Where did they go? How were they throwing them?
Like this. Or sometimes the other one would lob it over the car.
Okay. Then what?
I don't know.
I'm not going back to this game. Look. You know, you were there. You were in the back seat. You were watching it.
Yeah, you'd speed up and then huck them out the window.
At what?
Cars.
Moving or parked?
Moving?
How many times
I don't know.
that you saw?
How many, like, separate stones did they throw?
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't count.
Okay. Couldn't count or didn't count. There's a difference. And if you didn't count, that's fine.
I was sitting there on my phone playing True Skate.
True skate. Tell me about the rocks. You're throwing and moving rocks. Where'd you go? What did they do? What did they say? How did they act?
Mitch would use, like, I guess marine terminology.
Like what?
Like contact right, contact left, fire, stuff like that.
Okay. How did Mitch respond?
How did Mitch respond?
I'm sorry. How did Joe respond?
Throw a rock.
Okay. How long did this go on for?
I don't know. They've been doing it for a long time. Seems like they've got a whole system worked out.
Before Wednesday, how many times have you gone with them?
No, just the once. I think.
Whose idea was it to go?
It wasn't mine.
Okay. Whose was it?
They just picked me up and I went along with it.
Did you know that's what they were going to do?
No, I doubt it. Probably wouldn't have gone.
But you were there when the rocks were picked up. I know you were.
Yeah.
Did you pick up the rocks or did they pick up the rocks? There's a chance for you to tell me something I know off of a video.
Well, I know. If you know, then you know. I picked him up.
Okay. How many did you pick up?
No idea.
Handful? Less than a handful?
I don't know. Probably 4.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Thank you. See? You picked up 4 rocks, brought them in the car. Where was this at?
I don't know.
Guess.
I got nothing for you.
Was it at a business?
It could have been.
Okay, you picked up maybe 4. How many did they pick up?
I don't know. More than me.
Where did those rocks go?
Where did
picked
they?
up?
Where did they go?
In the car.
Well, until we started driving, I had mine at my feet, and then I started handing them up to Mitch.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to have anything to do with it.
How's handing them up not having anything to do with it?
If they're not by me, not doing anything with them.
Okay.
Stupid crime.
Yeah, it is. It is a stupid crime. I agree with you 100% on that. So you're handing rocks up front. Then what?
I don't know, we drove around for a bit.
Okay.
And they did their thing.
All right. Tell me about the first car that rock got thrown at.
I don't know what it was.
Where was it?
I don't know. I was on my phone.
Tell me about the last rock that was thrown. I know you know that one.
That
Because you
one.
know I've got your phone, right?
Yeah, I do know that.
Okay.
Why do you need my phone?
Tell me about the last rock that was thrown.
That hit a car.
Where? Don't say I don't know. Just
Yeah,
Where?
no.
okay. What happened next?
The car went off the road.
Who threw that rock?
Driver.
Car goes off the road. What happens next?
They want to check it out, so they flip around. They see the cars in the field. And they assume that it just stopped or like broke a tire out or something.
Okay. How close did you get to the car?
Not at all.
How close did they get to the car?
Not at all. Just drove past it.
Zach claims they only drove past Alexa's car on the way home, but he's forgetting a crucial fact. The detective has access to his cell phone and knows this isn't true. Because Zach didn't just return to the scene of the crime, he took a memento to remember it by.
Why'd you take a picture of it?
Why did I take a picture of it?
Huh?
Because I thought they would want it.
Who?
Mr. Joe.
Did they tell you to take that picture?
I can't remember, but, there's a car sitting out there and we were moving, so I took it.
What'd you see?
It's a blur.
Focus.
What did I see in the picture, or what did I see?
What did you see?
A car just sitting out there?
Tell me about that car. Color. What was it doing?
I don't know anything about it.
You gotta know something about it.
Have red tail lights.
Something. Okay. Did you know she was dead?
Oh, God, no.
You know they're blaming you for throwing that rock.
Figured they would as soon as you said it.
How are we gonna prove otherwise? You tell me.
I don't know how I would prove it.
So how many rocks did you throw if you didn't throw that one?
Didn't throw any.
None at all.
Not a single one.
Not a single rock, even at a parked car?
No.
But you did hand them up.
Yes.
Did they ask for them, or were you just feeding them forward?
They asked for them. I believe. I don't know.
How many other people got hurt?
I don't know.
A lot.
No.
Did you think even giving them a rock to throw out of the car had the potential to kill somebody?
I didn't really think through it until, that morning when I did some math and have racks traveling fast.
Rocks traveling fast.
Yeah.
Did you guys stop and go back and look at any other cars?
I don't think so.
Why did you pick that one?
Because I turned back and I watched it go off the road.
What'd you say when you saw that?
Oh my God.
Fair. Tell me more.
I don't know. Do you want it to go fast? So I sped up really fast and then.
Did you see the rock hit?
I did not know.
Okay.
Joe says he did.
So what prompted you to turn around then?
I wasn't driving.
Well, no, I didn't turn around the vehicle. You said you turned around.
Oh, it sounded huge, dude. It made It was big. You ever heard of like railguns before?
Mhm.
It sounded like something like that, like it hitting a railgun hitting concrete at 1,500 miles an hour. Those big old steel shells. It was big.
You told me what you said. What did they say?
Sorry?
You already told me what you said when you saw it. Cover that.
Joe said holy shit in this little voice that he does. Can't remember what Mitch says. And then after we were driving away and they said some stuff and never leaves us and blood brothers now type shit. I was like, okay.
How'd that make you feel?
Scared.
Did you get the feeling it's ever gone that far before with them?
Before?
Mhm.
I don't know. By the reaction, they were pretty like calm about it. I don't think it ever had.
Who was driving at that point?
I'm not sure. I think it was Joe. Who, you know who I'm talking about now, right?
Of course I do.
You knew from the beginning.
I did.
Knew it.
We didn't show up at your door by accident.
Yeah, I figured.
And we could have wrapped this up an hour ago if we would have been at this position an hour ago. Well, you know what? We're past that. Let's keep talking. We got stuff going. So they're acting calm. Holy shit. And this voice he does, is it like a character voice?
No, it's just Joe's voice.
Okay. All right. So holy shit. Then what happens?
Then, we go home.
Well, you said you turned around at some point, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
sorry, after we turned around.
Okay. So you turn around, you get back.
Mhm.
All right. Did you stop at the car?
No, never. Why? Why do you keep asking that?
I need to understand what happened because you understand this rock is the most important rock of the night. And understanding that is important. Okay.
Okay.
When you took the picture, tell me about that. When, how, what side of the car?
I don't know. Well, you know what? I was sitting passenger side.
Okay.
And I think when we were driving by, we were moving fast. And I just snapped a little picture of it because I wanted to be able to see better. Or we were moving fast, I don't know. I think they thought they would want it for memory's sake or something. And then as soon as I realized it happened, I got rid of it.
So you deleted the picture?
Yeah.
All right. So you're back inside. What did you do next?
Laid down and thought about what happened and went to bed.
So after doing that and seeing that, you went to sleep.
Not well. But I mean, I didn't think she was dead until the morning.
Didn't think to call the police to check on her because she went off the road?
Dude, I was scared.
Yeah.
I mean,
Scared of what?
well, as soon as it happened, you're not immediately going to think wow, I should call the police report what I just, I just witnessed happening. Or by your friends, quote unquote,
Mhm.
And then, I figured that Mitch and Joe were going to be, have each other's backs because they're like this. They've known each other for way longer than me.
Mhm.
So I figured that doesn't work in my favor. A million other reasons why.
Did you tell anybody about what happened?
No. They told me not to. Said, take this to the grave.
Did they threaten you in any way?
They didn't directly threaten me, but I got the impression that it'd be bad if I did, talk. Now at this point, I'm trying to save my.
Okay.
Which, I mean, dude.
Zach may have been threatened to keep his mouth shut, but now it seems he'll do anything to save his skin, including throwing his buddies under the bus. But there's one thing he wants the detective to know. Even though he gleefully handed the murder weapons up front, he takes no responsibility for the murder itself.
I didn't kill her. That's horrifying. It's horrible.
I agree.
I didn't talk to you guys because, I'm still going to be, be for being an accomplice or whatever.
Do you think that's right? That you're held accountable as being complicit to the act? And that's a subjective question to you. Do you think that's the right thing to have happen?
I think it depends on the scenario, and I'm not sure about this one.
Okay.
But I was looking at it, or I was thinking through it, and I reckon I'd get like at least a little bit of jail time, which my little can't do. That's why I didn't come to you guys.
Fair. I can respect that, and that's the truth.
Right. I don't feel like having dudes put in my ass for, alternate.
Okay. We all got bosses. So before I step out and talk to my bosses, what else do I need to know? What else do I need to tell them?
That's it.
All right. Hang tight. We'll be right back with you.
Talk to a lawyer.
Okay. Hang tight. We'll be right back with you, all right?
I want to make it very clear that I did not kill that girl. I did not throw that rock. I don't know what they told you. I don't know what you think happened. I did not throw that rock. Okay.
I hear you.
No, I don't need you to hear me. I need you to believe me. I did not throw that rock.
I wasn't in there.
No.
But I hear what you're saying, and I hear your conviction. Okay.
Sure.
The detective finally gets the truth out of Zach, or at least his version of it. And while all three suspects are major players in this scheme, none take responsibility for throwing that final rock. They were charged with first-degree murder, attempted murder, assault, and attempted assault, and held without bond. As the suspects awaited trial, their victim's family mourned her senseless loss. Alexa was much beloved by her mother Kelly and cousin Chelsea, and was in a committed relationship with her girlfriend, who described her at the funeral as the sun in everybody's life. Now that sun had set, all thanks to Joseph, Zach, and Mitch. But after spending the better part of a year in jail, Mitch decided he needed to get something off his chest. Would the third stooge in this trio put the mystery of who threw the rock to rest once and for all?
So I guess my first question right off is, why do you want to talk with us today?
I feel like there's a lot that I was initially untruthful with. Obviously, it was a very traumatizing situation. Never been arrested before, so I was very nervous at the time. So there's a lot that I want to clear up. There's also a lot that, wasn't initially stated. And I feel like you guys obviously deserve to know the truth. The family deserves to know the truth.
Okay, appreciate that. So where do you want to start?
It's up to you. We could just go back through the day again, because there's a lot that obviously I've had time to think about. There's a lot that came back to memory. There's a lot that I wasn't truthful with. So maybe just go back through the day if you have any questions.
Well, let's just start here, since this is really your statement and your meaning. Why don't you just start where you want to start, and we'll kind of fill in with questions and clarify if that works for you.
All right.
So just start wherever you need to start.
So I think just going back through April 19th would probably be the best starting point. So for a lot of that day, it was my day off. It was a Wednesday. So I spent the majority of the day at home just doing school, getting all that done. I think it was around 5 or 6 that Joe Koenig texted me. And me and him, we had a car together, a truck that we bought together. So we needed to move it from point A to point B, point A being our friend Diego's house, and point B being a lot that we were renting to store the truck. So I met up with him at Diego's house, and he took the truck, and I followed him in my truck, and we dropped it off at the lot. And then afterwards, we decided to hang out some more. So it was around that time, around that 5 to 6-ish, where Joe asked if we wanted to pick up Zach, and I told him sure. So he's the one who initiated that communication through I believe, Snapchat. He texted him. So he texted him, and we went over to pick him up at his house. We ended up at the Walmart that is on, I believe, 72nd and Sheridan. So we dropped by there. I remember we parked on the south side of the lot, but the south entrance was closed, so we had to walk to the north entrance. It's just one of the things that stuck out to me. So we went in, we used the restroom, all four of us did, and then we went through the auto section just to look at some things. And while we were there, we did shoplift a couple items. I feel like that's the least of my worries at this point. So we did, me, Zach, and Joe did. I don't know if Joseph did. So I took a small can of WD-40, so did Zach, and so did Joe. And then Zach also took a pack of Starburst while we were exiting the store. Then it was in the Walmart parking lot. We were kind of messing around. They had one of those, those posters where it's like, we buy junk cars, and they have the little pull tabs that has the phone number on it. Yeah, I was messing around and putting those pull tabs like under people's windshields, and it was while we were walking back to the car that Joe brought up the idea of throwing rocks, pretty much. And at this point, this wasn't anything new to me, and it also wasn't anything new to Zach. He had been involved once previously with us, so he knew what was going on. So it was also at this point that I let Joe drive the car, because I just didn't feel comfortable driving, I guess, while we were doing that. So I gave Joe the keys, then me and Zach took the rocks. I'd like to say we got 4 or 5 each. Yeah, there wasn't like a whole lot of communication. It just happened. Like I said, we had all been through this before, so it just happened. So obviously we're just going there, and as we're driving through the neighborhood, we're throwing these rocks at these parked cars. And I want to say after we exited the neighborhood, we started heading south towards, I think, a gas station, because I think that Zach needed to use the restroom again. So, and I want to say that while we were in Joseph's neighborhood, we threw all the rocks that we had, so we had probably 8 to 10 total. So while we were in his neighborhood, we threw all the rocks. So we headed on 80th, and then where it crosses with Sims, you can take a right, and then you can take a left, and you'll be in the Apex Rec Center parking lot. So we stopped in there, and me and Zach got out, and Joe rolled down his window, and me and Zach started grabbing like the landscaping rocks that we had in there, and we were grabbing them from this Apex parking lot and handing them to Joe, and we took a couple trips each between me and Zach. So I want to say by this point we probably had 15 to 20 rocks between all of us in the car. Vicinity, that's when Joe and Zach both threw a rock at, I believe that point it was the minivan that got struck. So they both threw one at the minivan. And so we kept going on Alkire, or on 100th at this point, and then we headed, we took a left, so we were heading north onto Sims. And when you're on Sims, on the west side of the road, there's like office buildings. So I believe it's like the second or third turnoff, you can head into this office building. And so Joe took a left into this parking lot, and we went around the back side of this building. So we were on the west side of this office building. And with how the lot was, it curved around the building, and then there was a roundabout out back, and then it went back around. And while we were going around the building, there's like this security golf cart out front, and Zach said, "You know how easy it is to push one of those things over?" And I told him, "Yeah, I worked at a country club for like 5 years. I've had to deal with that a time or two." So he was like, "Wouldn't it be funny if we pushed that over?" So Joe pulled up and parked, and me, Joe, and Zach all got out, and we pushed this like golf cart that was in the parking lot over. And as we were running back to the truck, Joe says he saw a security guard running out after us, but I can't confirm whether that's true or not. So Joe pulls back out of this lot, and he takes a right onto Sims. And it was while we were on Sims that he took a left into one of the neighborhoods. I can't tell you exactly which neighborhood, but it was in that neighborhood that we started hitting parked cars again throughout the neighborhood. So we were doing that, and eventually we came out on the other side. So this neighborhood's like between 108th and like 100th, so we came out on 100th. And by that point, we were out of rocks or close to. I think we had a couple more at that point. Yeah, we had a couple more at that point.
Based on the mayhem Mitch describes, he and his friends left a trail of destruction that night wherever they went. But as far as what happened when their paths crossed with Alexa, and who threw that final rock, detectives are finally about to get their answer. Or will they?
But it was after that that we kept on 120th until you can take a left onto where Indiana is at. So we took that left onto Indiana, and with kind of that stretch of road, it's very hilly, so like it goes up and down. And as we were like at the top of one of the hills, we saw headlights coming towards us. And I believe that Zach told Joe at that point to speed up. And it was kind of, I don't know why I remember this, but I remember looking at the speedometer, and Joe was going close to 80 miles an hour when we finally crossed paths with the car. And it was also at that point that it was Zach that threw the rock, the final rock. And he kind of looked through the back windshield, and he said something like, "Oh, he didn't say she because we didn't know who it was, but he said, I think they went off the road." And so Zach told Joe, "We have to go see that." And it was kind of that like urgency, like we have to. Can't really like place an emotion to it, but so Joe kept going on Indiana, and then at the stoplight where you can turn left onto 96, he did a U-turn, and then I can't remember why, but we pulled on the shoulder to pretty much throw the rest of the rocks that we had in the vehicle out of the car. So he pulled onto the shoulder. I had some at my feet that I threw out. I don't know if Zach did the same, but I assumed that he did. So after we did that, he pulled back onto the road. So now we were heading northbound on Indiana, and as we were passing, we saw the car that was off to the side of the road. And it was at that point that Joe pretty much was like, holy shit. And so as we went back up Indiana, and then we took a right onto 120th, then we took another right, and we kind of flipped around, and then we took a left onto 120th, and then a left onto Indiana. And with our third time passing the vehicle, Joe slowed down, and Zach took a picture of it through the back windshield of the car. And it was kind of like at that point where we were contemplating if they were seriously hurt. And it was at that point where I think it was Joe that brought up that we were never going to talk about that again, and we were never going to do that again. And we all pretty much, Joe took us to Zach's house, which was in the Leiden Rock area, and we dropped Zach off, and then he took us back up to where his car was parked at our friend's house. And that's kind of where we separated for the night. And then pretty much after we separated, I was coming back out of Leiden, and I just it's hard to explain, but I just had like a terrible kind of gut feeling. So instead of taking a left on 86 that would take me back to my house, I took a right. And in doing so, I ended up back on Highway 93. So I took another right, and I pretty much retraced what we had done. So I was going up north on Highway 93, and I saw the cars on the side of the road. And then I took another right onto 120th, and when I was passing the intersection of 120th and McCaslin, I saw the red and blue lights down in the valley. That I kind of pulled out my phone, and I took a Snapchat photo of pretty much the cars and like the red and blue lights, and I sent it to Zach and Joe, pretty much saying that we up.
While Mitch's story seems believable enough, authorities still aren't sure, especially when it still doesn't sway too far from his earlier version. So with the facts not adding up, the detective wants to know what Mitch is hiding and who he's protecting.
At the very beginning of this, before you started your narration of the events, you talked about being dishonest in your first interview, right? And wanted to set things right for the family. Okay. Honestly, what you just told us, absent a little bit of extra detail, matches the second version you told detectives the night of. So my question to you, what part of that first interview were you deceptive about?
I was deceptive about my involvement. I was deceptive about the entirety of Joe's involvement. I was deceptive about events that happened and where they happened.
Okay. Very specifically, one of the purposes of this meeting was to address and correct who threw the rock. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you also agree with the fact that what you just told us is the same person that you said the night of? So now you are not correcting anything.
Yeah.
Okay. And you understand how that looks?
Yes.
Okay. The question is why should we still believe you? We've now gone back and forth several times, right?
And if I may just interject with the specific wording that we came here for. So we learned on December 14th the following information, and this is why we're here. Mr. Karolczyk was not honest in his interview about who threw the rock that killed Alexa. In his interview, he stated it was Mr. Kwok who threw the rock. Mr. Kwok states in his interview that it was Mr. Koenig that threw the rock. Mr. Karolczyk was trying to protect Mr. Koenig for reasons that we will be able to explain. But Mr. Karolczyk has been very clear with us, meaning your attorneys, from the beginning that it was Mr. Koenig who threw the rock that caused the death of Alexa. Why did we get that information on December 14th? It is now January 4th, and we're not getting that information from you.
So at that point in time, and after I was arrested, I was going through Discovery with them, and we watched Zach's interview. And in Zach's interview, he stated that it was Joe that threw the rock. And that had me second guess my interview. And I started thinking about it, and there was just a hole in my memory, and I couldn't remember who had done it. And I can't remember any conversations about it being done. So I thought that maybe I was wrong. Sorry.
So how do you now remember precisely where Joe's hands were on the steering wheel?
Because I remembered looking at the speedometer, and he had his hands on the wheel.
What's making you emotional right now?
I just feel like I feel like I got it wrong again.
We're just trying to understand. We're here because you were going to correct one of the most important pieces of information, a very important conflict in what you said and what Mr. Kwok said. We're trying to get clarity on that because there are two different versions of who threw the rock that killed Alexa Bartell. and one of you is lying. You read in the proffer agreement that we can subject you to a polygraph examination. How do you feel about that?
That's fine.
You say you remember both of Mr. Koenig's hands on the wheel, but you also just said you have a black hole in your memory. So that's internally inconsistent just in the last moments. So tell us what we can believe here.
I said at the point when I was arrested, there was a hole in my memory. Because when you go through something traumatic, you try to block it out. I had 9 months to think about that day. Nine months. And I can tell you with confidence that I do believe it was Zach. I believe that that is the rock that killed Alexa. I believe that because I have seen the photos of it. And I think that it was Zach that threw it. I think it was Zach because at no point in time did I see him hand a rock to Joe. At no point in time did I hand a rock to Joe. What we did was I would set rocks on the console and Joe would grab them. There was not a rock on the console for Joe to grab. Zach has the rock in the back seat that I think killed Alexa, and he doesn't pass it. In fact, he tells Joe to speed up as we see the car that is coming towards us. I didn't see who threw the rock, but I know in my heart that it was Zach because of what happened that night. It felt wrong going against a person versus just going after a car.
Okay. So you understood that there were consequences of a person being impacted by the rocks.
I understood there were consequences about everything, but a person getting hurt isn't something that you can repair.
Okay.
While Mitch may not have been right about much in his young life, he's certainly right about that. The damage he and his friends inflicted is done, and nothing a judge and jury could ever do would change that. But at trial, prosecutors would disagree with his version of events, arguing that it was Joseph who threw the rock that killed Alexa, and eventually both Mitch and Zach would testify against him. Not that it would save them from the decades of prison to come. Nicholas Mitch Carroll Chick pled guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 45 years in the Colorado Department of Corrections. Zachary Quack pleaded guilty to first-degree and second-degree assault and was sentenced to 32 years. Joseph Edwin Koenig was convicted on 19 counts, including first-degree murder, and sentenced to life in prison without parole, plus 60 years.